Right now, there's a Generac standby generator on a concrete pad behind roughly 75% of the homes in America that have backup power. 3 out of 4. That is not a guess. That is the number Generac reports to its own shareholders in SEC filings. They've spent years building the most dominant market position in the entire outdoor power equipment industry. And if you're shopping for a whole house generator right now, there's about a 90% chance the first quote you get will be for a Generac. Your electrician will recommend it. The Home Depot associate will point you toward it. Every sponsored article on the first page of Google will rank it number 1. What nobody mentions in those articles is that the people who actually install and repair generators for a living almost never put a Generac behind their own house. I spent an honestly embarrassing number of hours reading through electrician talk forums, the Mike Holt Professional Electrician Board, Reddit threads on r/electricians, and Boglehead's discussions full of people who wire these things for a living. The pattern was so consistent it actually startled me. Installer after installer said the same thing. Cummins first, Kohler second, Generac a distant third. A 26-year generator repair veteran on the Garage Journal forum put it bluntly. He said Generac would be his last choice. An 11-year generator technician with industrial credentials laid out the full ranking and explained exactly why. And a hurricane preparedness installer in the Southeast said that during their internal evaluation of which brand to invest their expertise in, Generac was eliminated almost immediately. So how does the brand that owns 75% of the market end up at the bottom of every professional's personal list? It starts with the engine. Generac residential generators run their air-cooled engines at 3,600 revolutions per minute. Kohler and Cummins commercial-grade units run at 1,800 revolutions per minute. That is double the engine speed, which means more friction, more heat, more wear on every internal component over time. Older Generac models also use solid valve lifters that required a manual adjustment every 200 hours of runtime, which translates to a $300 to $500 service call each time. Pay attention to this next detail because it explains everything about the real cost of owning a Generac. In October 2024, a class action lawsuit was filed in the Middle District of Florida, alleging that Generac 22 kilowatt and 24 kilowatt models sold between 2021 and 2024 contained defective alternator slip rings and carbon brushes that wear out prematurely during actual outages. The specific error code to watch for is 1902. It shows up constantly in online complaint threads from homeowners whose generators failed during their first real storm. During Hurricane Beryl in Houston last July, a wave of Generac failure reports flooded every generator forum on the internet. And no, I am not making that up. You can look up the case yourself. Dawson versus Generac, case number 8:24-CV-02412. Now, I want to be fair here. Generac sells more units than everyone else combined, which means they naturally accumulate more visible complaints. Some owners report 17 years of reliable service, and their newer models have switched to hydraulic lifters, which is a real improvement. I am not saying every Generac is a ticking time bomb sitting on a concrete pad behind your house. I am saying there are measurably better options at similar price points, and the professionals know it. Here's the part that most people never hear about. Generac uses a proprietary transfer switch system where the generator's brain controls the switch through 6 control wires instead of the industry-standard 2-wire system that Kohler and Cummins use. That means a Generac transfer switch only works with a Generac generator. You cannot mix brands. You are locked into their ecosystem forever. One installer on the Mike Holt forum said that single design choice was plenty of reason to stay away. Another electrician on Electrician Talk said he came home and wanted to cry after installing a Generac because of how that split controller system works compared to a standard setup. If you're finding this useful, hit subscribe. I cover outdoor power equipment every week, and I promise you the information is worth your time. Alright, so here is where things get practical. Because you still need a generator, and I still need to tell you what to actually buy. 3 recommendations, 3 price points. 1 honest caveat each. If budget is the priority and you want the most kilowatts for the fewest dollars, the Briggs Stratton PowerProtect 22 kilowatts is the best value in the entire standby generator market right now. MSRP, around $5,877 for the unit. This is a company that went through Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2020 and got acquired by KPS Capital Partners, which is a private equity firm. Under new ownership, they launched this completely redesigned lineup assembled in Auburn, Alabama with Vanguard commercial-grade engines. The standout feature is something called NGMax, which eliminates the 5 to 10% power loss that every other generator suffers when running on natural gas. A Briggs 22 kilowatts actually delivers 22 kilowatts on natural gas. A Generac 22 kilowatts drops to about 19.5. If your house has a gas line, that difference matters. The warranty is 7 years comprehensive, covering parts, labor, and technician travel. That is the longest in the industry. The caveat is that the PowerProtect lineup is only a couple years old, so there is no 10-year reliability track record yet. You are betting on new engineering from a company with a messy recent history. I personally think that bet is worth making, but you should know you are making it. If you want the unit that electricians would put behind their own house and you're willing to pay more for it, the Cummins Quiet Connect RS20A at 20 kilowatts is the answer. Unit MSRP around $5,438, or about $6,700 with the 200 amp transfer switch. Cummins is a 105-year-old engine company based in Columbus, Indiana that builds diesel powertrains for semi-trucks, military vehicles, and industrial equipment. They manufacture the engine, alternator, and controls all in-house at their Fridley, Minnesota plant. The Quiet Connect name is not marketing fluff. At 65 decibels from 23 feet, it is the quietest residential standby generator you can buy. The extreme cold weather variant operates down to negative 40 degrees. The caveat is that the Cummins dealer network is smaller than Generac's, so depending on where you live, finding a qualified local installer and getting timely service might require more legwork. I would spend my own money on this one, but only after confirming I had solid dealer support within a reasonable drive. If you have the budget for the premium tier and want the best transfer switch technology available, Kohler's 20 kilowatts RCA series at around $5,600 to $6,200 for the unit is excellent. Kohler builds its own Command Pro engines with hydraulic lifters, wraps them in an enclosure rated to 181 mph winds, and pairs them with the RDT transfer switch that uses the industry standard 2-wire system compatible with any generator. That means if you ever need to swap the generator itself, you are not starting from scratch on the electrical side. The caveat is a big one in 2026. Kohler spun off its entire energy division last year. A private equity firm called Platinum Equity took majority ownership, rebranded the division to Rehlko, and is now closing the Saukville, Wisconsin plant where residential generators were built. Where production moves next is unclear, and that transition introduces real uncertainty about parts, availability, and service continuity over the next few years. This decision seemed small at the time. It was not. You know what to avoid now. You still do not know what size generator your house actually needs, or whether to go natural gas or propane. I broke all of that down in something called the No BS Buyer's Vault. Scan the QR code on screen, or check the link in the description and pinned comment. One more thing before I let you go, and this might be the most valuable 30 seconds of the entire video. Regardless of which brand you buy, the single most important maintenance item is exercising the generator weekly. Most modern standby units have an automatic weekly exercise cycle built in, usually 12 minutes at the same time each week. Confirm yours is actually running. Walk outside and listen for it. A generator that sits dormant for months will develop stale fuel deposits, corroded battery terminals, and seized components that only reveal themselves during the storm when you need it most. The fix costs nothing. Just verify the exercise schedule is active and replace the starting battery every 3 years, which runs about $25 to $40 at any auto parts store. A $30 battery swap today could be the difference between your generator firing up during a hurricane and a very expensive paperweight sitting on a concrete slab in your backyard. The real question is not which generator brand is best. It is whether the installer you choose actually knows what they are doing. Every single professional I came across in months of research said the same thing. A well-installed Generac will outlast a poorly installed Kohler every time. Find the most respected generator dealer in your area, ask which brands they sell and service, and let that relationship drive the final decision. YouTube thinks you will like this video, so click it. And if you made it to the end, subscribe.